We look now at the 9th on the program, and this race over the 1400 metres for the Class 3 gallopers, and Seattle Choice heads the race. He's a two-time course and distance winner. Sylvester carries the same weight as the second to Beauty Fit last time. Powerful Wings, a newcomer. He was known as Guru for John and Thady Gosden, one of the 1400 at Newbury and the 1600 at Ascot. Running Glory carries an extra £9 for his last start win. We've got Seasons Bliss, who's a two-time winner over 1200, has placed over the 1400 metres. Compassion Spirit, all his wins over at Happy Valley. Palace Pal gets a better draw, and Angels Hunter Tom goes from the 12 to the 1400.
And he's out in 14 as well in terms of a barrier draw, so it looks tricky for him. He'll have to go back. Harmony Win Paul can go forward, might set up an average tempo here. Seattle Choice had the trail last start, had every chance. Saw Vest has drawn barrier forward. Compassion Spirit drawn out in barrier number 11. He was a bit one pace last start.
Yeah, it looks a bit tricky for him, doesn't he? Regency Bobo would normally lead, but we haven't seen that for a while now. He's just lost that natural speed, and Palace Pal should get a nice run just up and behind the pace.
Running Glory, who's looking to make it 3 in a row, is where we start, and this is Joe and Nick again on Zoom.
Joe, Running Glory has been a horse in wonderful form recently. He's won his last couple, and I guess what he lacks in size, he makes up with heart, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's a very good point. Size has mentioned about it to me on the day one that he races in Hong Kong, that he's not such a big scorpion, sizey kind of a horse. You know, he's quite small and he does not impress anybody. But if you look at the races that he's been running, that he's been putting on, you would be thinking that he's got a good engine in him. I mean, he had to face a very hard circumstances last time where he was dragged back to run home, and he didn't let us down. He just done what we asked him to do. He's probably kind of a horse that might like to just come into a clear run, and as he had it last start, he just got his head in front and he was never going to get beaten. And once again, the form around him is pretty good. The horse that finished second to him last start went to run last weekend and put on a good run. He didn't win, but he ran a good placing. So that gets me to get even more confident about my bloke. I think he's a kind of a horse that is plenty more to come from.
He's got a bit more weight to carry, Joe, naturally, and you've got another outside barrier. Obviously, there are pros and cons, I suppose, with that. But when you've got a horse in such good form, obviously that can certainly play its part as well, can't it?
Yeah, I always concern horses with a light frame, being carrying top weight. They should struggle. They should find it very difficult. But this bloke, I mean, Running Glory, he seems to be a kind of a horse that he's yet to be getting to his top mark. He's quite far away. So I think we're not going to see him struggling with the weight on his back quite yet. I think he's going to be able to carry the extra weight that he's going to have to carry. And I think he's going to be very competitive once again.
So there's Joe chatting about Running Glory. We'll see if he figures in the boys' selections, and we're about shortly to imagine he's going to. We'll move on to Sylvester here. Tom, he runs second. Obviously he's the best of the 4 out of this replay.
Yeah, he is, and look, he's had 2 second placings now from his 5 starts. Loomed up here, but was no match for the winner in Beauty Fit. So again, he gets his chance here. He was clicked up though before the 500, Paul, so he just might have hit a little bit of a flat spot before the turn. Yeah,
look, prior to this, he had a regular heart rhythm and dropped out. So, look, he's bounced back with this run. He was no match for the winner, but he was clear of everything else. And this is the day where everyone stayed away from the rail as well. So, look, it wasn't a bad run from him. I have got one to beat him.
Seasons Bliss, Paul. He's off this second behind Navas 2. Lightly raced in Class 3. This was just his second appearance in this grade.
This horse has been going well. He's had a good season to date. He's won twice. This second behind Navas 2 reads pretty good because Navas 2's been going well, although last start a little bit disappointing. But look, he was held up momentarily, just getting that gap. He came off heels. So look, he goes in for me.
You could see he was clearly hampered to there at the 200 metres, but was still staying on well at the end. Just barrier 13, a little bit of a negative compared to what he's had recently, but I think he's good enough to still run top 4.
In California Sky, Tom, he pulled up lame last time, so he's been sent back to the trials by Tony Cruz. Runs second and did it impress you?
It was a lame left to 4. I thought the trial wasn't... Yeah, it was just fair, I thought, in the end. You could see he was pushed a bit there. He has made a bit of ground here on the winner, but I'd be happy to see him go again, Paul. He looked a little one-paced here.
Yeah, I agree. You know, he doesn't go in for me. But look, he's had the 2 starts now. That 4th on debut wasn't too bad. So we'll see how he goes. But I'm happy to watch him in this race.
And that's Fun and Glory, who runs 4th and should have won last week in Golden Mission, who will see in one of the earlier Class 5 races finishing around him as well. You had one to beat our replay of Sylvester, Paul. Who was it?
It's the one that Joe was talking about, Running Glory. He's won his last couple of races, this horse. Now, he's put on 27 pounds. I think that's a good thing for this horse because he's only a little chap and he's out now up to 996 is Running Glory. Sylvester in there for 2nd. Season Bliss for 3rd. And Seattle Choice on a minor line. He's 1 off 83, so he's getting there. 77 rating now. 6, 3, 8 and 1.
6, 3, 8 and 2. I've gone with here, number 6 on top, Running Glory. I think the extra weight that he's put on will do him the world of good. He's handling his racing really well and 2 strong wins. Sylvester's in number 3, Seasons Bliss and Regency Bobo. He wasn't too bad last night, Regency Bobo, only 1 3/4 from Beauty Live. So 6, 3, 8 and 2.
And the early punters agree because Running Glory is the 1.9 favourite for race number 9.